From sports to the historic scenes to contemporary scenes to panoramas to little highly detailed depictions of doorways and porticos. I've done the gamut, really. And I think that's what has kept it interesting for me, is never sticking to one thing. My name is Lynn Casper, and I'm an artist. I'm an artist that combines realism, detail, and impressionistic touches in a contemporary way. I like to populate my paintings with people and bring a liveliness to the viewer and invite the viewer into the scene. I spend a lot of time on compositions for my pieces. Color and contrast and textures make an interesting view for the eye to kind of just descend into the distance of the piece. So you get almost an abstract feel in portions of the piece, and maybe a little bit tighter and more detailed for detailed elements of the piece. I had back injuries and I had to change my technique because I couldn't bend over for certain controlling of watercolor washes. So I ended up doing this mixed media technique, which I've applied now to experimentally to a different type of board and a different type of surface. The title of the piece is Riverwalk Reflections, basically because the city is reflected in the river. And we're playing up the renaissance of the Riverwalk, which is a popular place for strolling, and I wanted to feature how the lighting along the river at night draws people into the scene. In the piece, we have many of the iconic buildings that define the river as seen from the Kilburn Avenue Bridge. It's a night scene, a moonlit night scene. The buildings are lit and kind of glow from below from the light of the harp lamps. The harp lamps give a glow to the lower parts of the buildings in the piece, and they reflect in the water, as well as other lights coming from the windows of the buildings and the bridges down the river. In this piece, I wanted to emphasize the vitality of our city in a contemporary way, how popular a place it has become. I took photos, reference photos, both. It was always at night, but during the summer months, and then also this winter, I took some photos. Because the lighting does change on some of the buildings, and I wanted to capture the lighting at its most dramatic. I used them as reference, and then I worked composition off of various elements from an assortment of photos and combined them all into almost like a panorama of the night scene. For this particular piece, it was a reverse of what I usually do. For many years, being a watercolorist, you are very conscious of keeping and establishing the whites in the piece. This time around, I prepared a ground surface that was black, and I worked in reverse from black to the highlights. Yeah, it was a totally different process and challenge for me. And I enjoyed it because there's a graduation and a shading to get the glow from the lights on the buildings and all. And it was a buildup of lights. I love architecture. I graduated from Madison with a degree in art history, but most of my classes were in architectural history. I absolutely love that whole aspect, but also people and documenting how buildings looked, going through fire atlas maps to see what was located in various buildings at the time, and researching the lighting of the period, because I did a whole series of scenes of historic Milwaukee, and thoroughly enjoyed the challenge of depicting the buildings as they looked with the people in the street as they were dressed, and then went on to other things because I liked the challenge of different subjects. Going into the sports aspect of it with the University of Wisconsin, band director Mike LaCrone asked me to do some work for the band, depicting them. There's a joyful optimism in my work. That makes me feel good because when I'm in a scene working on a painting, I want to be there myself. You know, that's the type of thing I want to paint, is would I want to be there?